Hi everyone. Hmm. Myself Manu KP, working as a lecturer in Government Polytechnic Kushalnagar. In this session, sixth session, I'll be teaching you the wave winding and its rules. Hmm. Yeah, as we see in our previous session about the armature winding, the armature winding. As you know, the armature means it's a rotor part where the actual EMF get induced. It's in the armature. That's the armature winding. This armature winding consists of mainly two types of winding. One is the lap, another one is the wave. As we seen in our previous session about the lap winding and its rules. Why the name lap is so called as because it's in the fashion of overlapping one above the other. Hence the name we give that one as lap winding. And it got various rules that the back pitch and front pitch must be odd and have differ by 2, and the progressive winding, the retrogressive winding, and the number of parallel paths in a lap winding is equal to the number of poles. These are the things we just go through in our previous session. In this session, we are uh, seeing the wave winding. The another part of the armature winding is the wave winding. So, going to the wave winding, hmm, uh, see here in the diagram how the diagram look like. The first coil in the diagram in the picture you see that there are four conductor is been placed, so the conductor are connected to one another. The first conductor is in the north pole, is moving in the direction upward direction, current is flowing. Then the second conductor, the south pole, it's been connected to south pole. Then the current is moving in the downward direction. Then it is connected to the commutator. From the same commutator, the third conductor is moving, which is connected to the north pole and moving in direction upward direction. That is the second coil. And then the fourth conductor, the dotted one, the current flowing in downwards direction. So here we are seeing the conductors, four conductors which are connected in the wave winding. How it's wave winding? See the first coil and the second coil. How they are connected? They're connected in series. You can see that for their series, they're both are connected to the commutator segment. So it resembles it's moving in upward and falling down, upward and falling down. It's rising and falling down. So this is the thing. Hence, it resembles the formation of wave. Exactly, it resembles the formation of waves. Hence, the name we call this one as wave winding. The winding in the name is so called as wave winding. It's moving in the shape of wave. It's in the forward direction. It's never coming back. You see over there, no? It's moving in forward direction. Hence, the name is so called as wave winding. As well as in the wave winding, here we can see the back pitch, front pitch, resultant pitch. We can see the diagram only. We can able to right now we are able to recognize the back pitch and the front pitch and the resultant pitch. So here in this one, the back pitch, we take the example first coil, the first coil, no, the back pitch means the first distance between the two conductors of the same coil. That is the first coil, the distance, that one we call it as back pitch. And the commutator pitch, the commutator pitch sorry front pitch, front pitch the front pitch, the coil side which is connected to the commutator, which is the coil side, yeah, the second and the third conductors which are connected to the commutator segment, that coil side forms the front pitch. Yeah, the dotted line in the moving direction, second conductor dotted line, and the thick line of a third conductor. Yeah, these two, the distance between these two forms the front pitch. What? Front pitch. Yes, exactly. We just go through this one in our previous session, fifth session. Back pitch and front pitch. Just giving a little brush regarding this one. So the resultant pitch. What is the resultant pitch? Yeah, it's here in it's a back pitch and the front pitch. So here the summation of back and the front pitch we call this resultant pitch. That means the resultant pitch over here. Yes, exactly. It's summation of back pitch as well as front pitch in the wave winding. And the commutator pitch. Commutator means for one coil. The coil span of a coil is a measured in commutator segment. The one coil span, no, measured in terms of commutator segment, we call it as commutator pitch. There we are indicating YC, no, YC, yes, YC, yeah. So it's a distance measured in terms of commutator segment. We call that one as commutator pitch. Yeah, just it was a wave. The wave means the coil, sorry, the winding which resembles the formation of wave. It's moving in forward direction, just like a waveform. Wave. That kind of winding is so called as wave winding. So here, mm, the coil moves forward in the form of wave. Yeah. Hence the name is so called as wave winding. Here, the number of parallel paths. The number of parallel path is exactly equal to 2. It will be exactly equal to 2. So if there are number of poles is 8 poles, then the number of parallel path in wave winding is exactly equal to 2. If it got 4 number of poles, then the number of parallel path A is also 2. Irrespective of poles, the number of parallel path is always equal to 2. Next, also called as series winding. The wave winding is also called as series winding. So, series winding, it's also called as series winding. Here, the first coil and the second coil. See, the first coil and the second coil diagram, we can see now the first coil and the second coil. The first coil and the second coil, these two are connected in series. See, the second and third connector in the commutator segment. They forms a coil side, no? They're connected to commutator segment, they're connected in series. And it's moving in forward direction. If there was third coil, then it would be connected again, the coil side with the commutator segment. So it's keep on moving in forward, adding, addition, getting added. Everything is moving in forward direction. Hence, the name for the wave winding is series winding. Series. In the case of lap winding, it's called as parallel winding. But in the case of wave winding, it's a series winding. Series. It will be always connected one to adjacent another one. So it's moving in forward direction. Series. Just like a chain link. It's in the form of chain link. Hence so called as series winding. Next, the application. Here the application. Wave winding is used for low current and high voltage rating machine. So this application where we have the voltage, high voltages is been used with the current rating is very low, a low current rating. For that generators we go for wave winding. One best example of this one is in our laboratory we uses Megger, hand-driven Meggers. Nowadays, it's a digital Meggers. We are using no that Meggers, which is used to measure the resistance. Hmm, That there is a built-in DC generator with 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 wave winding, which requires high voltage but small current, the low current. So it's the best example. That is Megger for wave winding. So next is the rules. Rules for wave winding. Hmm. As you know, we have to follow a set of rules in order to achieve the desired voltage. That's high voltage and low current. That's the main purpose, no? With minimum losses while performing the winding operations. The losses has to be minimum. So these are the set of rules we have to come across. Hmm. The first one, the back pitch and front pitch must be odd number. So when selecting the back pitch and front pitch, we need to select odd in number. Means if the back pitch is 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, like this, we have to select the same way the front pitch also. 9, 11, 13, 7, odd numbers. We always take the back pitch and the front pitch in odd in number. Odd in number. Hmm. And the sign of the back pitch and front pitch must always be same sign we have to take. Hmm. Because it has to move forward, no, in form of wave shape. Hmm? Hence we have to take same sign, both positive or both negative, same sign. Next point, back pitch and front pitch are nearly equal to pole pitch. So the back pitch and front pitch near pole pitch, this will be nearly equal to pole pitch. What do you mean pole pitch? The pole pitch is nothing but it's the number of armature conductor divided by number of poles, or number of armature slots divided by number of poles. So the back pitch and front pitches must be nearly equal to pole pitch. Hmm. Okay, the next point, the resultant pitch. Yes, it's the resultant pitch. The resultant pitch is the sum of back pitch and front pitch. That is, YR is equal to YB plus YF. So the resultant pitch here we are taking is a summation. Since it's moving in forward direction, hence the resultant is nothing but it's a summation of the back pitch and the front pitch. We are adding here. The resultant pitch we are going adding. Yes. In the fourth point, the fourth rule, the number of coils must be odd number. The number of coil must be odd number. So the coils, how much coils we are taking for the armature winding, it has to be odd in number. Odd. Hmm? So the odd means what? As I said, it's 51, 73, 99. These are the things odd in number. So the coils we are taking, that is odd in number. It has to be odd in number. So these are the first four rules you have to consider while doing the wave winding. Here next, fifth rule, the average pitch. Average pitch is represented by YA equal to Z plus or minus 2 by P, where Z is the number of conductor and P is equal to number of poles, and plus for progressive and minus for retrogressive. So the average pitch is equal to Z plus or minus 2 by P. Why we are taking plus or minus 2 means here in the armature the slots we are using now, in order to give the balance we have to place dummy coils. So since dummy coils are getting entered, the armature slots get increased. Hmm? Where this in the dummy coil, EMF, the current never going to flows. It's completely insulated from the another conductors. Hence the name is so called as dummy coil. Hence we are using Z plus or minus 2 over here by P. The P is number of poles, plus for progressive and minus for retrogressive. Yes. Next, YC. YC is what? commutator pitch is equal to average pitch in case of lap winding. So in the case of lap winding, the commutator pitch is equal to average pitch. Average means what? Z by P. In case of lap winding, it is Z by P in case of lap. But in case of wave winding, the commutator pitch is plus or minus 1 of the average pitch. For the average pitch, it's plus or minus 1. Hmm. This is the commutator pitch. Hmm. The sixth rules, the number of parallel path is equal to 2. So the A represents the parallel path. It's always equal to 2. 2 in number. One for positive and another for negative. It's always 2. So these were the rules of the wave winding we have to consider while performing the winding operations. Hmm. Next, next is the difference. Difference of what? Difference between lap and wave winding. So these are the differences we come across. Hmm. The first one, the first difference is lap winding is also called as parallel winding. So the in the lap winding, since the winding, the each coil or each turn is parallel to one another. Hence, it's also called as parallel winding. But in case of wave winding, it's so called as series winding. Series, since each coil are connected in series together, it forms a wave winding. We saw in the diagram now. It's connected in series. The next, the number of parallel path A is exactly equal to P. In lap winding, how many number of poles will be present, that number of parallel path will be there, exactly equal to number of parallel path. The pole and parallel path will be same in case of lap winding, but in case of wave winding, it's always equal to 2 irrespective of the poles. How many number of poles are there, it doesn't matter, the parallel path will always equal to 2 in number. Next, the resultant pitch is the difference of back pitch and front pitch. So in case of lap winding, the resultant pitch is always difference equal to difference between the back pitch and the front pitch. Since it's getting overlap, no, hence it's a difference. Whether in case of wave winding, is the sum of the resultant pitch is the sum of back pitch and front pitch. Is the resultant of back and front pitch. Next, pole pitch. Pole pitch Yp is equal to Z by P. So here the pole pitch Z means number of armature conductor by number of poles Z by P. But in case of wave winding, Yp is equal to Z plus or minus 2 by P. Since demi-coil we are present now, hence we go for plus or minus 2. Next one, the next point, equalizer ring is required. In case of lap winding, equalizer rings. Why we need equalizer rings? Because as we know, the number of parallel path is equal to number of poles. Hence, in order to balance the current, the parallel current, no, we need to balance. Hence, we go for equalizer rings. Equalizer rings is present. As in case of wave winding, equalizer ring is not required at all. We do not require equalizer rings. The next point, it is used, lap winding is used for low voltage and high current. So as I said, it's for low voltage and high current means the example which I given is what? The DC welding machine. DC generator is used for welding purpose. There the voltage is low, the current is high. In case of wave winding, high voltage and low current. For that, the best example is the Megger. The hand driven Megger you'll be seeing in the lab, no? That one. The next part, circulating current due to closed loop connection. So due to closed loop connection, we have circulating current. Circulating current will be present due to closed loop. As in case of wave winding, there will be no circulating current at all. Hmm. So next one, commutator pitch is less than front pitch or back pitch. Hmm. Since it's adjacent to commutator only, it's been connected. The coil sides now, it's been connected to adjacent commutator only. Therefore, it will be less than back pitch or the front pitch. Hmm. But in case of wave winding, the commutator pitch is double than front pitch or back pitch. Since it's moving forward direction, and it will have its back pitch and front pitch have same sign, the commutator pitch is double than the back pitch or the front pitch. Hmm. The next one, the winding cost is high. In case of wave winding, the cost of winding is high. In case of lab, it will be low. The cost is low. In lab winding, dummy coils are not required. But in case of wave winding, dummy coils are required. The conductor current in parallel path is I by A. So it's got, the lab winding is also called as parallel winding. No, it got same number of parallel path as of number of poles. The pole and parallel path is same. Hence, the current flowing in parallel path is I by A. If it consists of 4 parallel path, then I by 4. 8 parallel path, I by A in case of lap winding. But in case of wave winding, the conductor current in each parallel path, it only consists of only 2 parallel paths, no? Only 2 parallel paths. So in each parallel path, the current is I by 2. I by 2. Hmm. So these were the differences between lap and wave winding. These differences. So you are able to differentiate right now between the lap and wave winding. It will be so simple, no? Oh. So the next part is the multiple choice questions. Yes. So it's based on the wave winding, this multiple choice question. The first one, the number of parallel path in wave winding is 2, 6, 8, D number of poles. So as you know, in the wave winding, the number of parallel path is always equal to 2. It is always equal to 2. Hence the answer is 2. Not 6, it's no 8, no number of poles. These are the wrong answers. The right answer is 2. The number of parallel path is always equal to 2. Next, in wave winding, back pitch and front pitch have dash sign, opposite, same, plus or minus, none of the above. So here the answer is same. Since the wave winding we call it a series winding, no, it's moving in forward direction. Huh? So the back pitch and front pitch must have same sign. So it get added. Huh? Hence the sign has to be same in case of wave winding. Hmm. Next, what are the materials used for armature winding in DC machines? So for the winding purpose, if you copper, the answer is copper. Copper. Since copper is a very good conductor compared to all these things, very good conductor, and it got less resistance, very less resistance when compared to all this. Then carbon, it got high resistance. Aluminum also got resistance, high resistance. Steel also. These all the good conductor, but the copper got very less resistance. Hence, the metal we go for armature winding is the copper. Armature winding is the winding where the EMF get induced. actual EMF. Hence, we have to go for copper. Next one, equalizer rings is required in dash type of winding. Lap, wave, field winding, none of the above. So the equalizer ring, no, this equalizer ring is used in lap winding. Hmm. Only in lap winding we go for equalizer rings. Next question. In wave winding, the resultant pitch is YF plus YB, YF minus YB, YF plus or minus YB, none of the above. So here the answer is front pitch plus back pitch, the resultant pitch. As a resultant pitch is the it getting added, no, both front pitch and back pitch have same sign, it's moving in forward direction, hence the resultant pitch is always equal to addition of pitch back and front pitch. The next one, in wave winding the EMF induced is dash than lap winding, equal to, less than, greater than, none of the above. So in wave winding it's used mainly for high voltage low current. We give an example of Megger, no? The Megger will be having in our laboratories 500 volts or 1000 volts. Hmm? So the voltage is more, but the current is very less. So the in wave winding, the EMF induced is greater than the that of lap winding. This is the main thing in case of wave winding. Hmm. Next, okay, it's the wave winding is also called as dash, series, parallel, both, series and parallel, none of the above. Yes, we have repeated so many times, no? The wave winding is also called as series winding, series winding, series winding, because the coils, the coils will be connected in series. They connected to in series, so together they form a wave winding. It also resembles the wave shape, hence it's called as wave winding. Hence it's a series. The coils are connected in series. Hence the name is so called as series winding for wave winding. Hmm. The dummy coils. The dummy coils are required for dash winding, lap, wave, both, or none of the above. Yes, dummy coils are required only in wave winding. Since while doing it's keep on moving in forward direction, forward direction will keep on moving, no? Hence the number of connector, no, it will shortfall. Hence we are placing dummy coils. These dummy coils give balance for the rotor in order to induce the EMF. But this dummy coil, no, as the name itself indicates, dummy, there will be no current induced, no voltage induced in the coils. It won't carry the current. It will be completely insulated from armature slots as well as other conductor, the armature conductors. Hence, the name is so called as dummy coil. We call this one as dummy coil. Hmm. It's always used in wave winding, dummy coils. Hmm. Wave windings are used for machines having dash current. Which type of current? High, low, both high and low, none of the above. So, this wave winding is used only for having low current. So, low current. The low current machines, no. Low current with high voltage. Uh, for those machines, we go for wave winding. The current is low here. Hmm. The next one is the last multiple choice question. The voltage induced in the rotor of DC generator is dash. The output of the rotor is what? AC, DC, both AC and DC, none of the above. Yes, the answer is DC. The output of DC is always, sorry, the output of the rotor is always DC. Here in the armature conductor, the induced voltage is an alternating one. But when it is connected to the commutator, this alternating will be converted into direct current. Hence, the output of the rotor is always an DC. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. This was the a brief things about the wave winding, its rules, and why the name is called as wave winding, how it will be connected, hmm, and all. Hmm. And little multiple choice questions. We go through that. Hmm. It's all about. Okay. Thank you.